Hello and welcome to Who Is Best, a show where I, Claudine, play Elden Ring and put off everything else, including this video, which I announced over a month ago. I mean a show where I, Claudine, take games that give you choices and rate those choices in a tier list. Today we are tackling the next Tales game, and also the Tales game that solidified the series in the West, Tales of Symphonia. Originally released on the GameCube, this game has also received the HD treatment on the PS3. Of everything I've played, I'd say that this game channels the classic Tales formula to near perfection. Not just that, but its characters are some of the most memorable in the series. But enough of that, we're going to look at the party members of Tales of Symphonia. As is consistent with the series, you control one character, and you have 3 AI partner members who join you in battle. This means that we need to not just take into consideration a member's ability while controlled, but also while being controlled by the AI. And we're going to jump straight into this, so without further ado, I give you the tier. Sheena is necessary for some late game boss fights due to her immunities. She's also a fan favorite for good reason. But when it comes to best party members, she's at the lowest end of this list. Her melee is weak and short-ranged, keeping her in range of enemy attacks, which does not pair well with her low defense. Her AI is decent, which is a good part of this, but the high TP cost of her summons and limited casting abilities just hold her back from any true potential. The low tier. Genius can be utilized by a veteran to great effect. If you can anticipate the right elemental weaknesses of your enemies and switch skills around to fit them, then he can be pretty awesome. But that kinda sucks. Also, his TP consumption is a huge issue, and you'll have to dedicate a gel feeder if you want to have any consistency with him. The other reason he's on this tier is, with so many amazing physical attackers, why would you try to take a squishy mage to battle? The mid-tier. And speaking of physical attackers, 3 of them are going to land on the mid-tier. The first of those is Regal. Regal has the most unique playstyle in the game, as well as some relatively good combat and healing skills. But compared to Prestia and Lloyd, he just doesn't quite compare. Prestia has some devastating multi-hit skill combos, making it easy to stun lock enemies. She manages to be a pretty amazing elemental tank. Overall, her damage output tops the charts, and her guard break ability makes her a perfect party member to have along on any team setup. And the final member of the mid-tier is Lloyd. Lloyd makes the top of the mid-tier, and to be honest, could most likely be placed in the top tier. Lloyd's Tempest series of attacks are some of the best combos in the game. Not to mention that of the 3 main physical attackers, he's the most accessible since you play as him throughout the entirety of the game. The top tier. It should come as no surprise that Kratos makes it to the top tier. He has good healing techs and awesome physical attacks that fall just shy of Zelos. He does leave the party for a large majority of the game, which hurts him. But it is possible to have him rejoin your team right before the final dungeon, so he does play into the end game strategy. But to be honest, I wouldn't bother since the next member of the top tier is Zelos. Zelos, like Kratos, has the healing perks, but with the damage potential of Slasher and just slightly higher physical potential than him, he is pushed above Kratos in almost every aspect. Besides, you'll use Zelos for the second half of the game, which is arguably more difficult. The final member of the top tier is Colette. Colette probably deserves to be on the mid-tier. She has terrible melee capabilities and her spells are useful, but not anything too special. She is the only character that can steal, which puts her up there. But spamming her Paraball skill just rockets her up this list. Having the ability to stun and massively damage bosses just can't be passed up. The God tier, or what we'll call the most predictable tier. This is possibly the weirdest God tier of the lot. The only member of the God tier and top member of this list is Rain. Why? Well, she is the only character with truly efficient healing abilities. Look, it's no secret that healing in these games suck. If you have Rain on your endgame team, then you can have the other 3 members focus on what they do best, kicking butt. She can easily handle the healing side of that as long as you can feed her gels every once in a while. And that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out our other Tales series lists and like, share, and subscribe.